What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Investing Bros live show. Everything is pumping right now. Bitcoin is pumping, ETH is pumping, Cardano's pumping, Solana's pumping, Chainlink is pumping, AVAX is pumping. I'll go ahead and save us some time. Everything is pumping. And the question is, how much further do we go today, tomorrow, the next day? Is Bitcoin donezo, puts below $60,000? We're going to be talking about that and a whole lot more in this video. So if you guys are ready for the Investing Bros live show, you found the right spot. Go ahead. If you're already subscribed, click that like button. Let's get more people in here. I don't know if you guys knew this. YouTube likes to prioritize videos that the subscribers press like and comment in. So if you're sitting here saying, man, we got to get more people subscribed to the bros, we got to get more people in here, hit the like button. Hit the comment button. That tells YouTube this is an amazing channel, and then the numbers grow, and we make people a lot of money, and we all build wealth. With that said, though, I am joined by my co-host, as always, Mr. T-Shroom from down there in Gainesville, Florida. T-Shroom, how are we feeling today?
Well, Tim, I'm feeling better than I deserve, which is a little bit of a change of pace for me. I appreciate you asking. I do have a quote of the day for us today, and it's a theme that I don't think we've ever run here on the Bros quote of the day section. A recipe has no soul. You, as the cook, must bring the soul to the recipe. This is a cooking-themed quote, Tim. How are you feeling about this one?
What is it? Like soul food? Are we in Louisiana?
Nope.
Okay. So, sure,
okay.
Thomas.
I think that decides it. We will not do any more cooking-themed quotes, Tim. I apologize. This one did not seem to compute for Tim.
Were we cooking something today? Did you cook me something and then it just didn't make it to me?
Well, believe it or not, everyone watching, other than the bots, are human. And so everybody watching probably has cooked a meal. And what Thomas Keller wants you to know is that any meal you've ever made, it has no soul. You bring the soul to the recipe. So do you not enjoy cooking, Tim? Not a big cooker?
I cook. I've been failing my whole life, I guess, because I never put soul into it whatsoever. I put ingredients and then I eat it. So that's my mistake.
Right. Maybe we need to introduce the cooking community to Solana, and maybe then they'll leave.
So this is a Solana quote, is what it was. I see what you did there. I don't know why, because Solana is not the most pumping coin today. It's definitely doing well. I mean, it's just it's nothing to write home about.
Right, absolutely. Kind of like this intro. So there you go. It all comes back around.
In case anyone's wondering, do they prepare? Does Tim know the quote of the day? I find the quote of the day out at the same time you guys find the quote of the day out. So I didn't know how to react to it. If that's a great quote, put a 1 in chat. If you're confused like I am, put a 0 because I missed it.
Eric Wallen said Tim only cooks caveman foods.
And I think that's right.
Pretty
he's absolutely
accurate.
Right. Meat and more meat is what Tim cooks. I'm trying to think if I've cooked anything. I cooked some pasta the other day. That's not really caveman food. Well, mostly meat though. Yeah.
You know, Taylor and I, we were chatting the other day, and she actually sent me a picture of you cooking the other day. I don't know if she. Yeah, there's Tim.
I was hoping it was one where I was clothed. No, you never know what Taylor's sending. What TC is going to pull up on. All right, let's go ahead and get into some crypto talk here, guys. Let's go check out the markets and see what they are doing. Like we said, very, very bullish day. 24 hours, Bitcoin is up 7.3%, more than Ethereum, only up 7.2%. So that ETH over Bitcoin chart continuing to go to the downside here recently. BNB only up 5%. It's crazy that we have to say only, but that's the case here. Only up 5%. Solana up 8%, so good for them. XRP, once again, everything else kind of took a little bit of a crapper last week. XRP seemed to actually have a bullish week, but now that everything's pumping, XRP is cooling off once again. Only up 2.7. Doge is up 4.2. Cardano only up 4.8. AVAX 7.3. But again, top 10 mover. Actually, Solana wins the cake in the last 24 hours. They are the top moving coin. Not the top moving coin in the day. Obviously, when we went to my charts, the reason I was looking and saying it wasn't the biggest mover is these track where the coin has moved since the opening of the day versus coin market cap. We're looking at last 24 hours. So yesterday at 3 p.m., Solana has the best moving of the top 10 coins. Let's see what the biggest gainers and biggest losers are, though. Arweave up really, really big. Earlier today, it was ICP. I made a video about ICP. Go check it out after the video is over. It gave a short-term price prediction. And I do have to say, we might need to talk about ICP a little bit more because I'm getting several. You guys know I'm not the technical. I'm not the what is it? The tech guy. I'm not the guy that like gets into, what's the details? Why this coin is going to be so much better for crypto users than this coin. I'm the charts guy. I'm the price analysis guy, right? And I made a price prediction video about ICP with the thought of, hey, this coin is going to probably be a top 20 to top 15 coin, right? That's a good price for it. Let's go with it. But I'm hearing a lot more people and people that I really like and I really trust their takes on crypto. I'm hearing the rumblings of ICP being a top 5 coin by the time this bull market is said and done. The train's picking up speed. And let me know in the chat. We already just did a 1 and 0. Put a 7 in chat. I don't know why 7. Put a 5 in chat if you think that ICP is a top 5 coin. Put a 15 in chat if you think it's only a top 15 coin. But again, a lot of people think it could be a top 5 coin. If that's the case, I'll just let you guys know. I'm going to make another video at ICP. But we're talking about like at least $600. If it makes it in the top 5, $600 for ICP would be conservative. But we're not here to talk about ICP all throughout the show. Just wanted to mention that. Maybe we'll talk about it a little bit later. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Some other big gainers. Pepe. We got the memes coming back in here. Pepe is up. Of course, Smay, that's his favorite meme coin. He told you guys the Turtle King is back, guys. The Turtle King called for Pepe. Some of you might have listened to him, and it is up since he said that at least 12%. So he has that great pick right there. Let's take a look at biggest losers of the day. Not very much. Conflux is only down 3.3%. And then the number 2 biggest loser is USDC, a stablecoin. So very, very green day. As you guys can see behind me, if you go to my full screen here, T-Shroom, the bubbles are green. I don't even think we see a single red one back there if we look. Can you guys find one? Oh, yeah, I went the wrong way.
I see one, and I bet I know what it is.
What? Oh, there's 2. There's 2 of them, actually, now that I'm looking at it. What's your pick? It's very blurry. What's your pick, T-Shroom?
CFX and ZBU.
Well, are you looking at the bubbles chart?
I absolutely am. Yeah, I've got it pulled up right here.
That is what we call cheating.
It's what I call resourceful, Tim.
And we frown upon it in this community. I don't ever cheat when it comes to factoids of the day. I have a tried and true strategy where I just wait for Gia S to comment, and then I make my pick. It's not cheating. It's a strategy. She could be wrong, so I take that risk every single day.
Told you so asked, is that a Florida Gators hoodie?
Okay, no, it's not a Florida Gators hoodie. And the truth is, I'm working. Me and Nick are in therapy, in case some of you guys did not watch The Basement. When we're done here, go back, watch the first 10, 15 minutes of The Basement. Nick and I, we went through a rough patch, and we're working through it in therapy. Dr. Drew has phenomenal work. I don't know his credentials whatsoever, but he did very well for me and Nick. And I look forward to our next therapy session. I think we're going to come to some form of agreement. But no, there's no Gators on this hoodie, no Gators on this hat, no Gators in my apparel. I don't have Gator socks or underwear.
I don't have any Gator stuff around me either, but no. I love the Gators.
Let's go ahead and jump. Let's jump in T-Shroom here to some charts. Let's check out what's going on. Bitcoin over 70K. A lot of you guys remember I said the number to beat was 69,000. When we get back up above 69,000, that is when I'm going to be more overwhelmingly bullish. And of course, this morning as we were approaching, I told you guys, keep an eye out there. I was tweeting about it. Keep an eye out for that cross above 69,000. Sure enough, we are doing it. So the question is, what is next? And does this mean that 60,000 is completely done? T-Shroom, I want to get your opinion on that in just a second. But if you guys are wondering, all right, Tim, we're above 70,000. We're pushing towards 71. Of course, we're retracing as I'm speaking right now, but don't worry about that. Did we technically hit 71? No, it does not look like we have. It looks like the high. Oh, no. The high here on Coinbase, we hit $71,002, and then we rejected. So We have crossed 71,000. How much higher can we go? Well, for that, let's check out good old Lux Algo. Of course, been crushing it here. We're on the 1 hour chart, and you guys will see we got a nice order block coming in here, somewhere right above $72,000. This, of course, would be the top we had back here in March 14th. After hitting that high, we fell, had a little bit of a rebound bounce. You call it a dead cat bounce. I don't know what you want to call it, but we bounced back up right into that range, just above 72,000. That's the next level to beat. We had earlier today on the 4 hour chart an order block sitting in here right at 70K, but of course, you guys can see, bada boom, it's gone. It no longer exists. We filled the, oh, well, it just came back. It's going back and forth on us. It's flirting. Are there more people buying and selling at that range? You guys, I mean, you saw that, right, T-Stream? That wasn't a figmentation of my imagination, was it?
A figmentation? It couldn't have been, no, because that's not a real thing. It could have been a figment, but no, it was real. I saw it.
I'm pretty sure figmentation of my imagination. I've heard someone say figmentation. Now, that might have been a child's show that I listened to it on.
Yeah.
But I'm not the first person to say figmentation of my imagination.
Is Brody watching kids shows yet? Is that something that's going on?
No, he watches nothing but adult humor shows. Is his daily TV.
A lot of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
That's too childish for him. He goes straight for the hard stuff.
Okay.
He watches The Hangover, all three of them. Just kidding.
Yeah, that's so hardcore.
Yeah. We're gonna keep moving on here. Bitcoin moving to the upside. The question we have now, okay, I told you guys 72K is what I'm kind of looking at for the next move to the upside. After that, we're talking about matching, at least double topping at 74, and then we're talking about brand new highs. That is where it looks like we are going. However, do we think that we're done, T-Shroom? And before I do the charts, do you think that we are done below 60,000? We didn't even test back below it back here in the fall. We got down below 61, but didn't even make it quite to 60K itself. Before we take a look at what the charts are saying, I just want your personal opinion based off what you've been seeing, been listening to. You're watching the price movement. You're listening to the news. Are we done below 60K in your professional opinion?
Yeah. Just yes or no? I think yeah. I don't think Bitcoin getting back below 60K is really possible at this point without some kind of news, right? Yeah. And there's honestly not a whole lot more going on.
Like Black Swan event type of news?
Really? Yeah. I mean, another big headline kind of coming up is going to be the Ethereum spot ETF approval. I think most of the market that's invested in Ethereum is tracking, right? That's probably not going to happen when it, on the SEC's deadline, the May, late May deadline. Yeah. But there could be a good group of Ethereum holders that are just, plugging away, doing their job, and they're not paying attention to the news. And then all of a sudden they see Ethereum spot ETF rejected, and they log into their Coinbase and fumble it around and get their two-factor authentication going, and they sell, right? And that could potentially have an overall effect. But does that get Bitcoin down to 60? I don't know, So I think it would have to be a black swan, just because I think that Ethereum spot ETF is going to be baked in. Just because we found out. I mean, Bloomberg published their 35% rating so long ago. They've like 2 weeks ago, they've downgraded that to 25%. Polymarket has educated. Yeah. There's betting odds on it. There's a betting spread. So, and that's like sub 30 still. Haven't checked on that in a while, but. That's kind of the way I'm reading it, and at this point too, if you look at how aggressively Bitcoin got bought today, this is not something that people are kind of hyped about. This is something that people are extremely bullish on, and likely this price action lower, right? This price discovery lower, was just really just buyers who would have bought, but they kind of wanted to see how low they could get it, and so there was just a dearth of buying. And also GBTC kind of comes into play as well, for sure. And GBTC, it does seem like, is continuing to be the biggest seller in the space, and that doesn't look like that's going to last too much longer. But that could also be the reason why we get down to 60 if something shakes over there at GBTC and shakes out all their hodlers all at once. So
I think that's a good answer there, T-Shroom. And before I give my answer, I recently got a doctor's order that I need to get somebody else's opinion.
Okay.
So because I listen to doctors, I'm going to need our special guest come on. Will we be going below 60K ever again? Please come on the show and give us your answer.
I don't know what's going on here. Oh, right. Wow. Hello. Welcome to Investing Bros.
Don't make it weird. So look, guys, I don't know if we've talked about the real chart here, the chart that's the most important. T-Shroom, can you do me a solid? Can you pull up the cocoa chart?
The commodity?
Yes, the cocoa chart.
Yeah, that's gonna. Do you know the ticker for that?
I think it's COCO.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I am not an investing bro, but I am here on the channel. I just want to let everyone know that we may go to 56K, we may go to 50K, but until we could really understand the cocoa commodities chart, I mean, look at this.
Dang.
Look at that.
If this is accurate, this is parabolic.
It's extremely. It goes like zoom out. Go to like the monthly.
Yeah, this
look
is
at
the
that.
daily.
135% gains
since
on
January 9th.
On all of you cocoa holders. So congratulations to everyone who got in on this meme coin of a commodity. Look at that monthly green candle for a commodity. It is real. It is absolutely real. Cocoa has gone absolutely parabolic. This is the alpha that you get on Investing Bros, not just crypto knowledge. You get commodities, commodity meme coins. This is an absolutely real chart of the cocoa performance over the last couple of months. But yeah, T-Shroom, you guys run an awesome show here. Tim and I, we're buds, and we get chippy a little bit because we're men, and we razz each other. And like, even though he is a Hokies fan, I think deep down he is a Gator through and through, because you can't wear hoodies like that and not be a little swampy. So
it's true.
The Hokies are a great team, and they are superior in most ways. But let's go
Gators. That's right.
Move back to Tim. See you later, Investing Bros. I love y'all.
Wow. Just a sensation there. Absolutely amazing. I love it.
What do you say? I tuned out.
I know you have a lot more important things to do than kind of view your own channel content, but he had me pull up the cocoa charts, which I was 100% expecting, him to pull up but if you look at it, it's actually pretty crazy. It's up 339% there since October of 2022. So that is going back a ways, but that's still quite a leap there for the underlying asset in everybody's chocolate. I know that plays a big role around Valentine's Day. Easter's coming up here in the United States and around the world for those that celebrate. There's going to be a lot of chocolate, a lot of cocoa.
My wife saw this coming. She's been stocking up cocoa in the form of chocolate bars for a while now. And it's because she cares about our wealth, and she saw the movement of the charts going that direction. So I don't, I love Nick, but I asked him one simple question. I don't think he did it. Did he give us an answer about Bitcoin going below 60K?
He did not. No, it was a lot of time spent on cocoa and the Gators.
See, you give him one job. And then he goes off. So we'll have to talk about that next time in therapy. Ultimately, it's now my turn to talk about, do I think that Bitcoin goes back below 60K? I like what you said, T-Shroom. I think if there's no curveballs in the news, I think we might be solid here. And the reason why is because when I come here, let's take a look at the oscillator here. You guys know I'm an oscillator man. 1 hour bullish, as the cool kids would say, AF. I don't know what AF stands for. Don't tell me in chat.
Air Force.
Okay, good. Bullish Air Force. Now, there are excessive buyers in the 1 hour. So what does that mean? 1 hour chart? Don't be surprised if there's a small cool off. But we have a lot of bullishness going here in the 1 hour. You move up here to the 4 hour chart. This one has gone bullish. Remember, 4 hour was the one we shorted here. We talked about it live on the show. The money flow started getting negative. We said, hey, enter a short here on Bitcoin. Ended up being a beautiful entry. But now we had our bullish momentum. We had bullish reversal. We had the bullish momentum coming up, and the money flow very, very strongly positive right now, heading towards that bullish threshold on the 4 hour, and we got room to go when it comes to the oscillator itself, right? So that means over the next couple of days, there shouldn't be too much of a pullback, and any pullback that happens will probably just be a fall back down, maybe fall back down to 67,000 to get a higher low than the low we have back here at 63, right? But again, this is just time frames that are telling us what could happen over the next couple of days. The daily chart was the one I was holding out on. Like yesterday, I was looking at the charts and I was thinking to myself, are we done below 60? and I wasn't necessarily too certain. And to be fair, let's see how today closes. Let's make sure that some bears don't come in here like crazy. But after consecutive days, like more than a week of money flow just plummeting, we haven't had a bullish reversal just yet. So I'm not saying that there's going to be like a crazy bullish run that you should be longing right now. But the money flow has flipped back into the positive. And as long as we don't see some form of big crash in price over the next day or two, it looks like the momentum is flipping back to being bullish. And we're getting closer towards the halving event, which, of course, there's a chance that the halving event ends up becoming a little bit of a fake out where everyone thinks we're going to be bullish and ends up going to the downside. But you're going to have to start sitting here wondering, have we kind of solidified now with multiple attempts back down? Let's go back to the 4-hour chart here and take a look here. We crossed 60K, right? We crossed 60K back here on February 28th. Immediately retest the zone. All right, we move on. We fall back down, and yes, we have a wick drop to 59.2, but as a whole, we do not close even a 4-hour candle below 60K. That's defense number 2. A very weak defense back here on February 29th, but a much stronger defense here, once again, here on March 5th. And then we come back down here as well. I told you guys, keep an eye on 63,000. We ended up going a little bit below there. I told you guys after that, hey, if we can't hold 60K, look out for 57. When we make a third and strong defense move right here, we didn't even get down to 60K as a hold. We went just barely below 61. The signs are showing that 60K has become a pretty good spot. That zone, somewhere between 60 to 61, a very good spot of support that the bulls love to buy when they see that price come back in. And we were setting lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Even this morning, we made a small little retracement here at 67 that I'm like, all right, technically speaking, that's a lower high. But then we go on to pump, and we don't just pump, guys. Look at the volume. That's the 4-hour chart. If I come to the 1-hour chart, look at the volume coming in to confirm that the bulls wanted this momentum to happen. Where's that volume coming in heavily? As we are approaching / going through 69K. Why did they have to have so much volume? Because that is where there were a lot of sell orders. However, that volume communicates the bulls didn't just have a nice morning and eat their Wheaties. They were ready to take hostages of the bears. You know what I mean? They were ready to smash through 69. They're ready to smash through 70. And now you're sitting here saying, all right, do we potentially pull back down to 69, maybe even pull back down to 67, just kind of regroup for a low or higher low as we start a bullish trend? We'll have to keep our eye on it. But ultimately, yeah, the Black Swan event, T-Shroom, is something I'm keeping my eyes on. And for anyone out there asking, could it be all this stuff developing with Russia over the weekend? We're not the foremost experts in politics or geopolitics or anything else. I'm not going to say that I have a really, really strong opinion one way or the other, but I want to make sure everyone understands Black Swan events means no one really saw it coming. It came out of nowhere. If anyone's thinking, oh, guys, there's a potential we could be escalating into World War III, and that's going to be very bearish for Bitcoin, we would see the markets kind of reflecting that. It's not going to, like, we're not going to all of a sudden one day go to war and then the price just drops. If anything, as war gets closer, maybe you see people selling off their Bitcoin for something else. But this morning, as there is worldwide a lot more unrest about what is happening over there in, the merge of Eastern Europe and Asia, markets are going up. They're going up right now, which tells me it's not the war that would crash the price of Bitcoin. It would be something that comes out of left field that maybe some crazy conspiracy theorist has talked about, but ultimately is not the main attraction of the news headlines. And that's, I think, what it's going to take for us to have a bigger dip. I mean, go back to my chart here one more time here, T-Shroom. I told you guys, I would prefer for us to have gotten a 30% pullback right now, but I left it open for, we've been pulling back roughly 20% this whole market. Back in March of 2023, back in May of 2023, back in August of 2023, most recently here in January. And we didn't quite get 20%, but we fell back to a strong level of support, down about 18%. That's good enough for government work to call it 20%. We've had another 20% pullback. There's a decent chance here that the halving actually does like a double fake out where some people think the halving is super bullish. Other people think that's the fake out. There's going to be bearish. What if it's a double fake where we start crashing, but then all of a sudden we explode after the halving, and then we don't really have our 30% pullback until much later in the market? Maybe we have to hit 100K first, and then we pull back down to like 70K. That's what I'm kind of more leaning towards at this point. I think the moves we're making this morning, and you guys, again, I'm talking, but I'm not using a chart. This move right here, smashing through what should have been some strong levels of resistance, to me, is a very strong sign of strength for bulls, and makes me think that this most recent retracement to just below 61 has a realistic chance at being the bottom from here on out, and we never revisit those levels. There's a lot that can still play here. I'll keep you guys updated if things change, but I don't want to undermine how bullish of a move this was today. People need to know about it. We didn't just make a simple little bounce. We're smashing, and the bulls are bringing the volume to show the strength. This is very bullish.
Yep. Excellent. Well, we covered it as well. We've been covering on the 9 a.m. stream. All the bros that tune in for the 9 a.m. stream, thank you so much. Drop a 1 in the chat if you are a 9 a.m.er and you've been enjoying that. Well, we've got some news here, Tim. Not a ton of breaking news, but that was some good analysis. That was some really good sound analysis, and I appreciate it. These markets are crazy. And I saw a post online. I wish I'd brought it up, but somebody was saying that you were going to wish that we had another dip as soon as we get recovered from those lows.
I'm telling you guys, I enjoy the bullish pumps. I enjoy seeing high numbers, dollar amounts in my portfolio, but I have some cash to spend. I would love to see a dip. I have some cash to spend, and I'm not buying right now again because I think if we get that retracement to 67, I'm like, I probably need to go get some of these alts. I'm keeping an eye. Put in chat. I also not buying more Bitcoin. Put in chat coins you think that I should be buying right now. Let's say I have $1,000.
Yeah.
Let's say I have $1,000. Where do you guys think I should be deploying $1,000 right now? Maybe we'll talk more about that at the end of the stream.
Yeah. Got a bunch of ones in chat. All my 9 a.m.ers throwing up the ones. Love to see it here. GS, Brian D, Crypto Zero, B-Ball Golf 72. Couldn't decide what your favorite sport was. You had to go b-ball and golf. I like that. I respect that. Unless it's a new sport you're starting.
Yeah,
where
they just make the holes a little larger, and then you play golf with a basketball.
That would be kind of cool.
Baskets, just like greens, and then like just baskets all over the place, and
kind of like disc
frisbee
golf.
Yeah,
a little bit like disc golf.
And they have like soccer golf too. Now.
Yeah.
I would love it. Tishu, we need to go play soccer golf. I feel like you and I both
soccer golf.
Yeah, because you played soccer growing up, right?
Yeah, I would.
That's our crossover sport. Yeah. I was good at soccer.
We like to have so much fun here on the Investing Bros that we come up with new games just on the spot. That's what we do.
New. That's
basketball golf is new.
Oh, basketball golf is new. Yeah, that's true. We did create that,
and it's all thanks to B-Ball Golf, and it's also thanks to iTrust Capital. iTrust Capital is the very much bringing this show to you all today, making it happen. You can see here featured their desktop and mobile interface. Very, very familiar. You'll notice the add funds button, the buy, the sell button. It's all a ton of fun. Let's get into some more fun here, which is the Bored Ape Yacht Club headline. You probably already saw it this morning. I covered it on the 9 a.m. stream. This Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT sold for just $46,000. Who sold it? Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart sold it. And guys, he paid, if you go all the way back to the beginning, he paid 79 ETH, which in today's prices, although they're very volatile, was about $200,000. So, Tim, my question to you is, with this 83% devaluation of this NFT right here, would you pay $46,000 today for Kevin Hart's NFT?
No, I would not.
Really?
I would not pay that. I mean, to be fair, I was about to say I wouldn't pay $1. I own an NFT. Hops on Cardano. I own one of the first, ones.
Big shout out
there. So, big NFT guy here. No, I if I purchase more NFTs, guys, I don't foresee myself spending any more than a couple $100 on an NFT. I'm not going to try to go for the apes and the junkies and I don't even know all the big names of all the NFTs. I'm not an NFT guy. I think there's one. Well, I don't know.
There probably is a junkies one. Yeah.
I don't. Anyway, I don't keep up to date with them. And I'm not saying that you can't make money in NFTs. If you want to do the research on NFTs and invest in them at the right time, and you think this is a good investment, and you have $46,000 to deploy, and you want to buy his NFT, go for it. I am not doing the research to feel comfortable with that purchase. It probably is a good purchase, honestly. I mean, I know those things were worth millions at one point, but there's no guarantee that it's going to make it back there. Like, especially that one, the Bored Ape Yacht Club. I want to preface this by saying I don't know Bored Apes. I don't know NFTs. However, that was seen as the cool club NFT. This I do know. That was the one that all the celebrities were buying. So the price just went up because it was pretty much like if you own a Bored Ape Yacht Club, you either are in Hollywood or you know someone from Hollywood, or like you're a big deal. And now all the big names are selling them off. It's no longer a cool club. Remember that? You ever read that Dr. Seuss book, T-Shroom, where it's like the stars on theirs, and so it's like all these people. Like I can't remember what they were called, but like one of them had stars on their chest, and the others didn't. And the ones with the stars in their chest felt so cool. And then everyone got stars in their chests, and the cool kids were like, "Oh, we don't want to be like them," so they went and had their stars removed. And I feel like Bored Ape Yacht Club maybe had their stars removed. What were they called?
What do you mean? What were they called?
Were they Sneeches?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Sneeches. Yes.
Sneeches. Okay.
Right here. There's that.
Sounds like it sounds like you're trying to say a bad word, but you just changed some letters up.
Right. Yep. Well, speaking of big names, right? The Bedridden in the chat, he's a big name, but he said, guys, it's called football. And I believe we called it soccer, but the reality is one of the best players in the world currently plays for the MLS. And what does that acronym stand for? Major League
Soccer.
Football. Oh, is it soccer? Oh, okay. So there he is playing for Miami FC, which is I guess that would be football club. So I don't know. We're getting all of our thing. Is it Miami FC? I'm pretty sure it's Miami FC. I'm a Floridian, so now I'm embarrassed.
Let's just call it soccer and call it a day, you know?
That's right. And we're going to use the metric system too for everything.
Yes.
I think we're getting all of our
let's get back into crypto. We have some news to talk about today. We have a lot. By the way, we have some more stuff Saturday because of our special show with Smay and Matt C. If you do not watch that, go check it out. We need more likes, and Smay will come back temporarily and do maybe once a month, do like a Between Two Coins episode, which would be awesome. We did not announce the winner of the first week's trades, and we haven't updated them because with this pump, we're down obviously in the trades. We have the winner from Saturday, and then today, T-Shroom and I will have to choose a whole new lineup of coins to trade until Saturday. So it won't be a full week, but it'll be some good stuff. We'll announce those winners here after the news and the factoid of the day, and then we'll get into some Q&A. T-Shroom, let's talk about more news.
Absolutely. Well, Tim, we've got some news here coming in from Goldman Sachs, which this article, after reading it a little more, kind of seems more like an ad for Goldman Sachs futures trading. So we're going to go ahead and skip over the details, but the headline reads, Goldman seeing resurgence of interest for crypto options from hedge fund clients, says Bloomberg. And again, if you read the article, it just kind of seems more like Goldman Sachs is reminding the market that they're open for business. Moving on to some real headlines here. London Stock Exchange to launch crypto ETNs on Monday the 28th. So it's coming up quick. Now, if you're in the UK and you're like, ooh, I want to snag one of those up, not so fast. You've got to be a professional, quote unquote, professional investor. Despite substantial investor interest, the ETNs will only be available for professional investors as per the UK's boring laws that I'm not going to get into. But Tim, how disappointing is that? Do you think that this matters? Do you think there's going to be a huge influx of folks rushing into Bitcoin over in England, or do you think that in other UK countries, Ireland, probably Ireland? I don't mean there's a Northern Ireland and there's a regular Ireland, and I think one of those is not in the UK. But anyway, Wales, Scotland, and on down the line. Do you think that there's going to be a huge influx of money flowing into Bitcoin from pounds?
Yeah. I think any place where you have monetary issues, you're going to see an influx into Bitcoin. I don't know if this was in your lineup. Did you see the article about the 282 U.S. banks vulnerable to collapse, seeking refuge in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP? I don't know so much about XRP. There's no evidence of that whatsoever. But the point is, I think we're going to see when people say like war potentially might be a black swan event or financial problems, economic problems worldwide. I'm like, these are all reasons to flood into Bitcoin. And then maybe Ethereum and maybe some others down the line. But I think anytime you're seeing economic woes, and Europe is seeing a fair share of that, so much so that they don't have any grounds to try to call the sport football, they've lost that right economically. It's soccer now. And they're definitely going to look, those who are intelligent will look to move their wealth into something that's stable. And here's the thing, the governments can keep screaming, no, don't trust crypto, don't trust crypto, don't trust crypto. But it's like governments, you keep telling us to move it into banks, and the banks keep failing. And you keep telling us to move it into fiat, and your fiat, everything is getting more expensive every single day because of inflation, because you guys don't know what you're doing. people do not trust governments. People do not trust the word of governments. So to me, I love articles when governments FUD on Bitcoin because I think that is something that actually drives more people with wealth. Again, there might be some sheep out there that listen to the government, but they didn't have any wealth to begin with. Those with actual wealth hear a government FUD Bitcoin and say, well, if they hate it, I must love it. Let's go. And when there is this economic unrest and there's potential war and there's potential all this stuff, people with wealth will look for something they can actually trust to store that value well. And there's nothing that is more trustless. I mean, you don't have to trust it. There's nothing more valuable right now than Bitcoin. And people are going to say gold and silver and hard metals, but I'm like, I think people are waking up to that world as well. Sorry, Peter Schiff. But I think that people are going to flood into crypto this cycle more. I think gold will still go up. I still think hard metals will go up, but not as much as crypto.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure everybody understands. Like, I definitely think gold is going to do pretty well too in that type of a scenario. So, obviously, I think Bitcoin will do better. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of bullish outcomes from bearish outcomes for the world, right? Some bullish outcomes for Bitcoin if some bearish things happen to the rest of the world. Now, I had somebody in the chat call me out here, but I am actually right. Oh. Chill House with Luna said UK countries. And then what the heck? Asking me. Well, guys, I don't know if you know this, but if you go to the Wikipedia page, it says countries of the UK. Okay. And I'm glad that I specified that I didn't know if it was Northern Ireland or Ireland that's part of the UK. It's Ireland. Okay. Or just kidding. It's Northern Ireland, right? That's part of the UK, not Ireland. Ireland is its own country, and that became a very big problem during Brexit because it's like, okay, well, if it's part of the EU, is it not part of the EU? And there was a bunch of issues with that. But yeah, no, you got England, Wales, and Scotland, and Northern Ireland that are part of the UK. This is not the factoid, guys. We've got more factoids.
And you want to know why I know that? You want to know why I know that it was countries? Is because I watched what's the show of the American coach that goes over to England to coach?
Oh,
soccer?
Right.
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso.
The whole thing about Ted Lasso. The whole thing. He's like, how many countries are in this country? It was like. Yeah, that is a good question. I don't understand how it works. Is the UK a continent now that they can have several countries? They're their own. There's 8 continents now in the world. The smallest one is the UK. I don't know how it works exactly, but I know there's several countries in the one country.
It might as well be its own continent. At one point, the sun didn't set on the English Empire, but that's a story for another time. All right, let's keep moving here, Tim, because there is a couple of other interesting stories. For a while, Tron was the only red name on the crypto bubbles today, and that was because of this. Binance follows Circle and drops USDC support for Tron. So this is going to be another tick in the wrong direction for the coin that's very popular in South Korea and in other kind of Southeast Asian that area. So Tron not getting a good outcome today from Binance. What do you think, Tim? Do you have any Tron? Have you ever had any Tron?
No, I've never had Tron. Ultimately, Tron is one of those coins that it had value in it because isn't that Justin Sun? Doesn't Justin Sun run that? And then you could see things pump and dump based off of what was happening in Tron. But ultimately, things are waking up.
Allegedly.
Sure, allegedly. Tron's days are numbered. I don't know if I'm not saying they definitely will be dead before the end of this bull market, but the days of Tron are numbered. They're coming to a close. He's a guy who I'm not going to take any of his intelligence away. He clearly was intelligent, but the way he set things up are just not sustainable long term. And so, no, I'm not planning on investing in any Tron. I see that name just dropping down the list. I mean, right now, Tron's number 15. I remember not that long ago it was sitting at 10, and not long before that it was like hovering on 8 and 7. Tron used to be one of the top coins, and it's making its slow demise down the list of ranking systems. I would let's go. I'm going to take a hot take right here. Tron's not a top 100 coin by the end of the bull market.
Dang, that's quite a prediction there, Tim. That's quite a prediction. And just to be clear, Justin Sun here, he may not be doing all that well in the headlines today, but he does have a pretty cool shirt. Have you ever seen where there's like a shoelace on the shoulder here like this? Tim, I'm asking you a question.
I'm observing what I'm looking at. Would
you wear that?
And not a bit. No, I don't think they make those for hoodies.
I think that very nice. Very nice. Yeah. I would. I think that that's cool. I think it's innovative, and you just might see me on the stream coming at you live, either on the 3 p.m. or the 9 a.m. with a little bit of shoe on my shoulder. We'll see. We'll have to see. But there's more headlines here. This one's got two of our favorite people. Elon Musk probes Vitalik Buterin's departure from X. ETH community urges engagement. So here you can see Autism Capital said Vitalik needs to get back on X. Forecaster isn't going to win the culture war. If he wants Ethereum to shine, he will engage more on this platform, not sequester himself with his chosen peers on an island. He will have far more impact if he engages the bigger community there. And then the Elon Musk jumped in and said, why did he leave? And then there was an explanation given, which is the following. It's really long. Okay. Basically because he thinks Farcaster's cool, and he thinks that this discussion is better there. He actually, it is said by Vitalik there, he said he feels like it's gotten to the point where it's quite usable. Speaking of Farcaster as a Twitter alternative for lots of people, the channel's thing actually makes it better in many ways, in my opinion. That said, spam is increasing. I think dealing with that, well, is another challenge. Tim, are you going to delete your X account and follow Vitalik, or what's going on here?
Not one bit. And I understand why people are going crazy about the story, but I think that the real effect of this story on prices is a complete nothing burger. Are we really surprised? I mean, Vitalik has not hidden it. While he does try to fight for the likes of free speech and decentralization, you just look at how he does things. He definitely is paid for and bought with what's it called? The what's the ranking? It's like you have to do social score. You pretty much, a business gets socially scored.
The BlackRock thing.
Well, it's the thing. Is like, if you're good for the environment and you're
why am I blanking on
your
that?
Diversity hiring, and you're putting out like every single year you have to promote with your entire company.
ESG. That's what it was.
Pride Parade. ESG. Right. So he is a friend of the ESG movement.
Okay.
Right. So
what does that have to do with
the ESG movement is very anti what Elon is trying to accomplish.
Gotcha.
With what he's doing with X. So I'm not surprised to see him leaving X, and a lot of people who are more pro ESG movement leaving X, because a threat to I'm going to get myself in trouble with this one. The threat to what they're trying to brainwash people with is Twitter. Like, X now is a threat to the ESG movement because details can actually be talked about in light on X they can't be talked about pretty much anywhere else. Of course, you have like the Truth movement with like what Donald Trump does, but I don't know. Does anyone actually use Truth? I've never signed up for a Truth account. I don't really have any plans on doing that anytime soon. X is where it's at. And so am I mad at Vitalik? No, because we've seen Vitalik make those kinds of moves before. But I also don't think that Vitalik, I mean, he was the founder of Ethereum, but Ethereum's going to do things with or without Vitalik. Similar to how Cardano, everyone wants to like yell at Charles Hoskinson about Cardano stuff. I'm like, was Charles Hoskinson the founder of Cardano? Yes. But the truth is, in some ways, he can help develop new things on Cardano, but he can't make any decisions for Cardano. Vitalik probably has more control than Charles does of Ethereum, but there's still a lot that happens outside of Vitalik's decision-making. So I'm just not that like, if anyone's like, oh no, Vitalik left X, does that mean Ethereum prices are going to suffer? No, not at all.
No, I don't think anybody thinks that. I definitely didn't think that when I read that.
I thought that you thought that.
No, but it's interesting you went that ESG route because that kind of brings BlackRock into the fold, right? Because BlackRock was the initiator of a lot of that and popularized it on Wall Street, which is significant. What you'll notice, though, is that when was the last time you heard anything about BlackRock and ESG? They famously have kind of walked a lot of that back because it's become so popular with a lot of businesses, right? Because a lot of businesses are run by conservatives. I don't know if you saw, we didn't cover it, but the Texas pulled out. They had a huge, I think it was $8 billion invested in BlackRock, one of their funds. They just pulled all of it out. Who knows where they went? Maybe they hired some really smart cocoa traders to manage that internally there in Texas. But overall, right, it's like BlackRock has kind of really walked back that ESG stuff a lot, and it's still around. It's still going to be important to some people on Wall Street. But I think it does add some extra dimension that, to be honest with you, I haven't really thought about. So it is kind of interesting. But I mean, you have BlackRock trying to get this Ethereum ETF passed with the SEC, and then there's some connections with the SEC and Ethereum, right? But now they're kind of like, so there's a lot going on here. And then you also throw in Elon Musk kind of heavily siding with conservatives this election cycle, kind of going, kind of maybe seen as in opposition now to Vitalik, although I don't know that I'm ready to go that far. I think they're just trying to figure out what's best for the future. What's best for the future of communication and free speech and decentralization. I think Farcaster is a big part of the conversation too. I think it's cool. We don't have an account on there. I tried to make an account, but you have to there was kind of a weird way around doing that. So maybe it's easier now. But there was a headline today, lawsuit filed by Elon Musk's X against nonprofit CCDH thrown out by judge on free speech grounds. This was unrelated, but Elon, he just cannot stay out of the news, and he's definitely not staying out of the crypto news anytime soon. Well, that's going to wrap up our news segment for today. Again, brought to you by iTrust Capital, a great option for IRAs, whether you want crypto in your IRA. This is definitely going to be the best way to go. And there's a link in our description. You can get free $100 towards your first crypto investment, and you'll be on your path to paying much less in capital gains taxes than you ever would have in the United States. Let's get into the factoid of the day, brought to you by, just kidding, iTrust Capital. So Tim, the moon has what fraction of Earth's gravity? 1/2, 1/10, 1/420th, or 1/6?
Ooh.
What do you think?
I knew the answer to this at one point, and it was crazy. Before it came up, I wanted to say 1/10, so I'm leaning towards B just because my brain said that even before I saw the options. 1/420th, that's way too much, and I think that just got in there for the memes. I think it's 1/10.
1/10?
I think it's 1/10. I'm not even going to wait for Gia. Gia, I think I have this one.
It's the first time in a while you've been wrong. Yeah, so on average, the moon's gravity is 1.62. For all you science nerds out there, specifically the surface gravity. Okay, I don't want to hear you in the chat. Oh, what about that's the core gravity? No, it's 1/6 is the surface gravity. About half of the surface gravity of Mars, and about 1/6 of Earth's gravity. So there you go, Tim. There you go. And the moon, after all, is where crypto is going here in just a few minutes. So
yeah, Gia left me hanging. She came in, she did apologize to Gia. I'm not mad at you. She said sorry I was lurking and didn't even hear the question. And I lost, Gia.
A lot of people thought
I don't want to put this blame completely on you, Gia, but you definitely carry a load of it. So tomorrow,
Blackie Chan got it right. Great job, Blackie.
A lot of people got it. A lot of people got it right. Matt got it right. Suzuki bump it. I don't know. Oh, by the way, B-ball golf. He clarified it's not basketball; it's baseball. That actually makes sense. I do know a lot of baseball players play golf as well.
Crypto After Dark was the one screaming at the screen, screaming at T-Shroom through the screen. Is it the surface gravity or the core gravity? It's a huge difference. I'm sorry, Crypto After Dark. But Crypto After Dark apparently goes live on X quite a bit, so definitely go check that out.
Yeah, go check him out over on X. Now, I told you guys, before we get the Q&A, we do have to announce the winners. And I think because of time, we only have so much time left. I think this week, since it was a weirder week anyway, and we didn't do it on Saturday, this is going to be normally a Saturday tradition. T-Stream and I are going to choose only 3. We're going to draft 3 coins for 20 each. Of course, the updated rules now is we have to 5x our trades to get those entered into Blofin, and then we'll actually have Blofin. I'll make a rule, though, T-Shroom, an updated rule. Whatever you choose, you do not have to enter this second. You can say, I want to long or short this coin, but I want to wait until later tonight or like tomorrow. But you can only enter once, and you can only take profit once. Once you get into a trade, boom, you're in it. Once you get out, that's out. You're done for those 3. But if you guys are wondering, from last week, so the weekend before, T-Shroom and I started for this challenge for the first time ever. And I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know T-Shroom is victorious. T-Shroom wins the first trading challenge between the bros on the week-long basis. Let's do a little breakdown because it actually, towards the end, got very, very close there. T-Shroom, of course, with his first overall pick, chose to short Bohm. That's right. This proved to be the winner. In fact, I think this one trade for him alone beats all of mine put together.
That's right.
But you'll hear the breakdown. So T-Shroom shorted Bohm and ended up gaining what? So by the time it was all said and done, he was before the 2x, he was 46%. He gained 37 of his 46% trade on Bohm alone, right? So very, very impressive. Just to put this in perspective, all of mine put together were 35. So if he had got broken zero on all four other trades, he would have won on Bohm alone. We'll see. We'll have a draft pick later today as well. He then also wanted to long Chainlink. This ended up being a negative one for him. He lost 3% on his Chainlink long.
Aww.
He shorted XMR. That's Monero. He gained 4%.
Let's go.
He was 4% profitable there. He longed Arweave, and crazy enough, he was bullish on it. He got it right. He gained 8% on his Arweave long, and then he also shorted FET, and he got nothing. That one actually broke out pretty much even from where he entered. 0% on that one. Versus my picks, I shorted Solana, and this was one of my better ones. I gained 12% on my Solana short. So solid short right there. I shorted Jupiter, so of course went to the Solana ecosystem. Gained 14% on my Solana short. So
nice.
Doing very well. I went with one long for the week, and that was Optimism. Lost 4% on my long. So shouldn't have done it. Should have stuck to my bearish tendencies. Who knows? Things could have been different. I shorted AVAX, gained 8% on that one, and I shorted Render. And Render was like bearish all week for me. And then right there towards the end, it went south. I gained 5%. Bringing mine to 35%, but T-Shroom up 46%. He is the first winner of our trading challenge. And we talked about a T-shirt that I think the loser had to get.
Yes.
Did we ever come up with a decision on that one?
Yeah. You're going to buy it?
What was it? I have to. I lost.
You have to buy it. Let's see. What did I? Yeah. Oh, yes. It popped up.
I don't think we can do T-shirts every single week, though, because that's going to get expensive quite fast.
Yeah, probably not every week. But for the first one, for the first one, you have to buy this one right here, gosh. Tim. This is the Pepe Millionaire Loading.
All right. Send me a link. Send me a link. I'll get it. Do they make it in hoodies?
They might. If not, we can maybe come to a compromise and find a Pepe hoodie.
Okay.
Well, but it looks like they're going to have everything that we need, size-wise and everything, to make it happen.
All right. Well, that is the first week. Let's go ahead and do this before we get into some Q&A. Let's go ahead and enter our second one. We normally do this on Saturdays. Again, we had a special stream on Saturday, so we're making up for it today. To make up for it, we're only doing three coins. They have to be a coin in the top 100. We're going to be entering 5x trade on Blofin, $20 per coin. That means each one will have $100 of volume. That's the minimum you have to enter on Blofin. Thank you to Blofin for being a sponsor of the channel, by the way, and being what we're using for trading. T-Shroom, as the winner, what I will allow you to do is decide, do you want the first overall pick or do you want the second and third overall pick? I will let you choose what you want.
I want the second and third overall pick.
All right, so I'm first. I'm going to choose what I want to do first. Let's start off here. You can share my screen with my first overall pick. Let's just check out what's been coming into the space and what's been leaving the space. Ultimately, I'm probably going to be going long here in my top 100. Let's look at some big losers that maybe could pop to the upside. XMR is in that list. Tron, I don't want to go Tron. Aptos, ugh, I don't like this. Don't like this one bit.
Come on, pick a good one.
I know. I only probably have so much time on the clock here. And again, we don't prepare for this beforehand, and I didn't know I was going to get the first overall pick. Ooh, I'm tempted to go into one of these, but they haven't been moving recently. Do I go with the hot hand and go ICP? Probably not. I think that they've used a lot of their creative juices. I don't like it, T-Shroom. I don't like having the first overall pick in this case. Let's go with AI coin. Let's go with an AI coin, and I'm going to go with a coin that is not a big mover today. I shorted it last week. Let's go with a long on Render, but I'll have to do more research into it. But I'm starting to see some potential turnaround happening there. I'm going to go with a long on Render with my first overall pick. T-Shroom, you get pick number 2 and 3. What are you doing?
You're going to long Render?
Long Render.
Let's see. I'm kind of clicking around here trying to figure out my approach. The old approach. My trading view is really laggy today, unfortunately. Some of you may have noticed that my trading view is laggy on occasion, so I'm trying to get in with that. Let's see. Well, let's just do some simple analysis here. Arweave is probably shortable at this point. Ondo. Ooh, yeah. I'm going to short Ondo.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then, oh, man. Let's take a look here really quick. Well, how much time do I have?
You're good. There's only 3 coins today, so we'll. And last time we put like a minute-long timer, and then we didn't take a minute to make any of our picks. So that part of the rules, we'll probably, if it starts getting ridiculous, we'll start being all right. You got 20 seconds.
Okay.
Okay.
Tron is tempting on the fundamental news, but sometimes Tron will be up on bad news, which isn't a great sign in general. You know what? I think I'm gonna go. I'm trying to find something that's like barely moved that could do pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go long Tron. I'm gonna long Tron.
All right. Tron for the long.
There's number 2.
I respect it. Let's see. For my second pick here, there's not been a lot of action for. I'm considering Say, but what's the volatility of this? Actually, it's been boring, but 32%. Okay, all right. I'm looking at this, and I feel like Say could be about to have a little bit of a pop off. Yeah, let's go Say. Let's go Say for my long number 2. Now I probably should do a short for number 3 because I am kind of banking on a bullish week, and got to do some strategy here. You have a short entered. I probably should have one entered as well. So I'm thinking about my last one. What's your third and final choice here, T-Shirt?
Let's see. I'm also thinking maybe
you can go to your screen to see what you're looking at.
Yeah, that's probably a good move. Go to my screen.
Probably a good move. Good move.
KuCoin is interesting. Hasn't really moved in the last 7 days. I'm gonna go long KuCoin. KCS.
Okay.
Now, Tim, is any of this financial advice? Just so people are tracking.
This is not. This is a competition that we are just seeing, and because we're making it like this was gonna be like 5 days that it spans the time of. It's hard. It's very hard to pinpoint what you have going on here, and there's a little bit of strategy involved too. Because again, if you go all 3 longs, and then you end up having a bearish week, and your competitor did 2 longs and 1 short, they might win just off that 1 short all put together. So there is some competitive strategy here that you're probably not going to win all of them, but you're gearing up for it. It is not financial advice. It is for kicks and giggles.
It's awesome advice.
Kicks and giggles. Let's see. Let's go to my screen here. I got to look for a short. I don't love what I have going on here because I'm looking. One of my strategies was to say, all right, what coin has entered the top 100 recently that maybe is really bullish? And you can see the top movers the last 24 hours, 83 A-Cash, and it's not really up that far. I don't love it. What about this one? What is AIOZ network?
We covered that one. Yeah, that one one's actually pretty bullish. So I'd be careful shorting that one.
All right, well, how about you stick to your strategy and let me do my strategy? Let's see what we have going on here. Yeah, you're right. The chart's not looking bearish at all. Gosh. All right.
Yeah, by the way, AIOZ, not a bad pick if you don't have any exposure, by the way. Just because they had a partnership with Alibaba. That's what it was. Yeesh. You okay?
I am on the precipice of hitting enter on this. It's a very, very bullish coin, but it's overextended, although it reloaded. All right, let's not do it. Let me go back to my second choice. My second choice was going to be probably ACash, AKT. Let's see here, AKT USD. Let's just make sure the charts don't look overwhelmingly bullish. They do kind of. Darn it.
The headline. Yeah.
Let's short. I'm going to go with one that's not going to be as popular. Let's short I just was bullish on it, but let's short Bitcoin. I'm gonna short Bitcoin. I'm not gonna short it just yet. I'm gonna wait for maybe 72 or so.
We got an interesting chat here from Sunny Bimbo. Said, "Hello, new subscriber with the new subscriber smell. All kidding aside, things look good from here in Michigan. Crypto is real." I don't have any problem with that comment.
Good.
I think that's a great comment.
Yeah. Welcome from Michigan. Crypto is real.
Crypto is real. I like that.
So is it real or is it Israel? I don't.
Crypto Israel? Well, probably not, because they already said they were from Michigan, or they're in Michigan.
Yeah.
I don't think it has anything to do with Israel.
Yeah, I'm playing. I'm gonna play with Bitcoin because it's a low risk. I'm not gonna make that many big gains, but I also wouldn't necessarily make some big losses on it either. Gonna stick with that more bullish side of it. Probably not gonna enter the short until 72K. We're at 71.2 now. So so you guys are fresh here. Tim is going to be longing Render. He's going to be longing Say. And he's going to be shorting Bitcoin. This better be a bullish week. That's a sucky lineup for a bearish week. T-Shroom is going to be shorting Ondo, longing Tron, and longing KCS.
Qcoin.
Qcoin. We're gonna see how it works. Qcoin's a top 100 coin.
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm pretty sure it is.
Are you cheating already?
Yes, it is.
Okay, good. All right, that is it. Let's get into for the last couple of minutes here. We're probably going to leave a little bit before 4:15. We'll do one question. Q&A, one question. Make it a good one, chat. Just because I read it doesn't mean it goes there. How to use investing pros. Oh, good. What?
We did have two. We had Clean Spark and Cardano were some requests. Just throwing that in there. Doesn't mean we have to answer those questions, but those were thrown in there.
Well, we'll do that. I'll do Cardano TA. We haven't done Cardano TA as a Q&A here in a little bit. I need to make a video at Cardano at some point this week.
I'll sneak in some Clean Spark. I'll run.
Okay.
How to said
investing bros. Hey brother, can you look at the 4-hour chart on XRP, possibly right shoulder, short XRP thoughts? All right, so we're gonna look at XRP very fast, then Cardano, and then you're gonna look at Clean Spark. We're gonna call it a day.
Yep.
Let's do it. All right, 4-hour chart is what he said. He asked, "Is this a head and shoulders pattern?" I don't think so. It's more like a Batman pattern. It's just not very clean. It's just choppy. This to me is just choppy price action. What I'm going to look at for XRP and say, or to keep an eye on, look at the money flows being positive. Yeah, we just got a bearish reversal dot flash, but money flow is still positive. Let's go to the daily chart real quickly. Money flows. The daily chart's looking bullish as we're approaching a pretty key level of resistance again that we're kind of working to break through. So I think that could you stretch the imagination to make a head and shoulders pattern? Yes. But when I'm looking at other things, I'm more bullish on XRP based off what I'm seeing. I think it could have a decent little run, maybe at least get back up to that 75 again if the bulls kind of take some charge there. Let's take a look at what Cardano is doing here. Cardano breaking out of that descending wedge we talked about last week, and it's not one that's very explosive. In fact, it probably already hit it, take profit on that one. Money flow is definitely positive here. Here on the 4-hour chart, we're showing very small signs of being overbought on the 4-hour, but just a lot of room to do a lot here on that 4-hour chart. Just about to cross the bullish threshold. MACD looks nice and strong. We are, approaching some order blocks coming in around 70 cents and 74 cents. So keep an eye on those. You also have the 4-hour smart show concept kind of coming in here at the higher level to take profits just above 70 cents. So definitely things to keep an eye on. What I would say though, is similar to Bitcoin. While we're bullish short term, what is the daily chart saying? MACD is looking bullish. We hit our take profit on the daily short, and the money flow, that's what I'm looking at here. The money flow is flat. And I think if I really zoom in, look at that. Very barely it's turned positive. But let's see the daily candle on Cardano close. Maybe let's see what happens tomorrow. Cardano, I would say, is looking bullish. Look for potentially a pullback up. Like I said, 70 to 74 cents zone could be an interesting one. If we break that, we're talking about going back up. If we can break through the 77 to 80 cent area for Cardano, the conversation of $1 coming back hits very, very quickly. Again, remember, guys, everything's really going to be based off what Bitcoin does. I don't see a situation where Bitcoin goes down, but we see altcoins just skyrocket to the upside. I could see a situation where Bitcoin creeps up very slowly, but crypto and altcoins outpace it. I'm liking what I'm seeing on Cardano's chart right now, though. I think it's been trading sideways, boring, had its nice little what was this? Was it quite 30%? I think we had a 30% pullback. Yeah, we had our 30% pullback on Cardano. Pull back up to 74 cents makes a lot of sense. T-shirt, what are you seeing on Clean Spark? And we'll wrap out the show.
Yeah, well, before I get into that, Thug Nasty asked the real question. Anyone here smoke weed? Throw a 420 in the chat if you smoke the devil's lettuce, if you partake in the cannabinoid inhalants. Let's go ahead and check out Clean Spark here. Again, my trading view is really laggy. Let me know in the chat. Do you guys know? Let me know in the comments. Do you know how to fix your trading view when it's really laggy? It doesn't lag on my other computer, but my streaming
probably
computer...
smoking weed, T-shirt.
Yeah, maybe my trading view is getting high. Daily chart here. The first thing that pops out to me is that we've put in, obviously, a new high here. We haven't closed on the daily yet, a new high, but we're getting close. That's going to be really nice to see if we do get that on Clean Spark. Of course, a mining company, one of my favorite mining companies for Bitcoin, not mining gold or ore or anything like that. You do see the money flow very positive here, and while there was some time spent here, again on the daily, down below that 50 line, we have very emphatically moved to the upside, and we did get a little bit of a reversal dot here up at the top. Little candy to snack on for the bears, but nothing that's going to be something to write home about. You like that, Tim? You like that characterization? A little candy for the bears?
Yeah, a little gumdrop, you know?
Let's go out to the 4 hour here. Let's see. 4 hour for Clean Spark. It looks pretty much just as bullish. I mean, I'll point out the MACD here. MACD line's pointing up and to the right here on the 4 hour. Green histograms accelerating. All systems go there. Even getting a current candlestick outside of the upper Bollinger Band there after some sideways consolidation for Clean Spark. Basically all through March while Bitcoin was kind of testing lower, Clean Spark was like, nah. The buyers, look at the buyers, would not let it come down this very straight line here at $14.75, $14 per share, $14.75. Lastly, but not leastly, the Lux Algo oscillator matrix. I don't know why it doesn't say it. Usually says it right there. But anyway, yeah, this looks bullish too. Positive money flow. I mean, Coinbase. Clean Spark looking good. Coinbase looking good too. I don't know if you saw that one today. I'll just call it out. Up 9%. I thought it up as much as 12%. This is just the oscillator matrix for Coinbase. Let's look at the price chart. But that oscillator matrix kind of says it all. It's coming out of a period here on the 4 hour, coming out of a period of highly elevated money flow, and we're starting to cool off on that. So maybe a bit of a cool down, but you got an all-time high. Not an all-time, sorry, 2024 high here in late March for Coinbase. Real nice to see. Now we're getting a hammer formation here on the 4 hour candle. Maybe time to cool off for Coinbase, but we'll see. Tim, that's gonna be it. Anybody giving me any advice on how to fix my trading view? It's so weird. It's so laggy, and I hate it. I think it does obviously have to do with the fact that we're streaming everything you see daily, 9 a.m., 3 p.m. It all comes through my computer here in Florida. So, obviously it's competing with the stream, which is I don't think it's quite 4K, but it's like a 1080 stream. So. Just any of you IT bros out there, let me know in the comments how I can fix it.
Matt C with the super chat in here late said a little something for Tim to get a joint after work. 420 baby. You mean like a new elbow joint or something? I got a messed up elbo joint over here. I need a little more than $10 to fix that one though.
Your home.
Thank you, Matt C. Thank you, Matt C. A different stream, a different time. I will tell you guys about Tim's one interaction with the devil's lettuce in the form of a gummy. It ruined my night. But that's a different show. Smash the like button on the way out. Hit subscribe. Comment down below if you guys want to hear that story. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Adios.
Trying to make paper. Turn that better to cake. Money like Lego. Connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor, the TA. Shout it out loud on the PA. T-Shrooms news, got the word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper. turn that vanity cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots, stack bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros.